Good morning, LAP. It's Thursday, May 12th. We're on location here in Dallas, Texas for the UAW Region 8 Leadership Conference. Before it gets started for today, we'll go over the order bank first. 2022 Corsair, 4,300. 22 Escape, 25,973. For a total of 30,273. We'll get a new order bank. Being a down week, we should have an adjusted order bank come Monday if everything still holds true. Next week, remember, we're going to call in this coming Sunday through Wednesday for your unemployment. Remember, you're requesting a check, you're not opening a claim. So wanted to touch on a little bit, remember when we had Wednesdays, all the Ford heads would get together and decide on plants, what they're going to do, and they'd put out a whole list. Well, that's been moved to Thursdays now. So what decision they make for the plants is happening on Thursday. And like last week, it got all the way up at 5 o'clock. We got one call. There's like 3 or 4 different parts of Ford that make calls on deciding on who's getting what product, who's getting what modules, who's getting what chips. So we have one last holdout that happened Friday night about 8 o'clock before we got word, got with the plant manager, which is why we had the robocall go ahead and go out for day shift and night shift as soon as we get it. If next week does the same thing, I'll get something out to everybody, let the committee know right off the bat and get something posted. Right now, tentatively, we're scheduled to work. There is the rumor out there, and the plant manager said, they're discussing it with everything going on over in China still. So there's still a 50-50 chance work or not work. So as soon as I know something definite, I'll make sure I get that out to everybody and my committee so they all know. Remember also, if you get the robocall, let it go to your voicemail so you can hear it and replay it as many times as you need to. And remember, you get the robocall, doesn't mean you will not get a call from a supervisor telling you you're scheduled to work. So that is always an option, especially for maintenance and the limited number of employees that they're working right now through the system. Make sure your voicemail's open or wherever they're going to, make sure you're getting it. If you're not getting these calls, you need to get a hold of Labor Relations Monday through Thursday this week. So they'll be there 8 to 3 today. 502-357-6730. You'll see where Brandon, I had him put out a post while I was gone for pay and short work week for last week. Since we moved our schedule to a 4x10 Drot, there was no way to change our 3x5, our 2x5x8 Drot into a 4x10 and make all this happen that suddenly. So we can only do one thing at a time, so they made sure they got the pay right. This following week, all unemployment and all the short work week will be paid out correctly. So that those are coming, and you will get your short work week. The quiz will be suspended for today and for all this week since we are laid off, so we will reinstitute our quizzes next week if we plan on working. Labor Relations, they work this week 8 to 3. Medical hours are also 8 to 3. The call-in line for your unemployment, 1-877-369-5984, or you can go online, uiclaimsportal.ky.gov. And medicals, if you came back off medical this week and cleared back through, hopefully you asked the questions in labor. Are you on the list? Did they file for you? If you don't know if they filed for you, you need to make sure you make that phone call before this week ends, which is Saturday, to open up a claim if they have an open one for you so you can file depending on what day you returned on. Make sure you make that phone call. You know the LAP Sharepoint site where it's our one-stop shop right now for everything. We're still trying to get a few glitches worked out with labor. You have your bids on there, the overtime, your day off request, shift preferences, the KTP vendor overtime signups, and the new hire referral form. The KTP vendor overtime signups, that's for everybody that wants to work when there's a last minute call that KTP needs people, FAFSA, NTN transmission, whoever happens to need additional manpower outside of our normal work schedule. We're going to go off of that list specifically. We ask those people first. If they whoever signs up, and it'll be in 3-month increments, so every 3 months, every quarter, you'll need to sign up for the overtime if you would like to work any. The current bids that are up, they will stay up until Monday night at midnight of next week. So you have all this week, the weekend before we come back, and Monday for the bids that are currently up. So, and make sure you do your due diligence to find out what that job entails, all the particulars, and the seniority that holds days and nights to know if it's a day shift job, how many on nights can roll. If it's night shift job, what are the hours? What are they working? What area is it in? Ask those questions before you bid, because once you bid and it gets accepted and it gets posted, it's your job. I know we're laid off this week, but May 14th, Saturday, letter carriers are doing a food drive. So if you happen to have some food laying around your house, especially canned goods and non-perishables, please swing those by the LAP Union Hall and drop that off for the mail carriers. Everything holds true. Next week, we have a couple people coming back in the plant. We're trying to get things started back up. May 16th and 17th, 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the main cafeteria. We'll have AAA and Autotruck. On May 20th, from 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the paint cafeteria, we'll also have AAA and Autotruck in there for those people at body 2 area. May 23rd, the Ford and Cher Reynolds is going to be putting everybody's graduating seniors and graduating college siblings, family members up on our boards. So if you want to feature your child or your grandchild or your son, daughter, everybody, please send your information to CREYNO75@Ford.com. That's Cher Reynolds' email, and she's going to put something together on all the TVs for the rest of your fellow co-workers to see. June 5th through 12th, it's United in Solidarity, Fellowship, Praise, Prayer, and Worship out at KTP. So if you could, try to make plans to attend out there. Most of the times will be 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. with different speakers, different preachers, different ministers that'll be there. And it'll be out at KTP in the lawn. There'll be more information passed out in the plan as we get to them. So kind of discuss a little bit what we're here today for the Region 8 Leadership Conference. We had Mitch Smith, your Region 8 Director, Tim Smith, your Assistant Director. Ray Curry will be here today speaking, which is your International UAW President, giving his thoughts and concerns of the region and the upcoming Constitution Convention. So we had several discussions and had a lot of questions on the monitoring situation and the oversight that the government's put on us for 5 years. We've been in a year, so we have 4 years left. People need to understand that, you know, anytime government's involved in it, in majority of it, it's all about money. And that's one thing that we found out here today. Yeah, we want to make sure the right thing's done. Yes, the UAW has instituted an ethics committee all on their own and got people oversight. You know, everything's checks and balances. You got 2 or 3 people looking over every single thing that is spent between the UAW. The money that Ford has in the joint funds is being checked over and over. So less than 14% of the UAW members voted to decide on the one member, one vote. Not that it's a bad thing. You know, every member should have a voice, but we got to get the bigger turnout to have that voice heard around the world. The Monitor Law Firm have already been paid more money than what the few people stole from the UAW. So that, and you may not have known this, the Munner and the law firm have already seeked over $3 million from us, the UAW. So they've already been paid more money than what was actually stolen by doing this whole process, not counting the cost of the referendum vote and everything, which was $4 million. So we're lots of millions of dollars in the hole into this already for more than, not to say that's what right, they all got to go to jail, which is exactly what they deserve. The rules are constantly changing on what the UAW can do and can't do currently. If we get up here, you know how they pass up the little knickknacks, you get the, the pins, you get bags, little backpack bags, you get little paper chip clips. So they came to find out anybody that plans on running for office in the Constitution Convention cannot put out anything this entire year with their name on it, even if they're holding a current position. As it's like Tim Smith, Assistant Director, he's going to be running. Mitch Smith is retiring. He's going to be one of our selections for him taking over that spot. So we cannot pass out. So all the stuff that they bought here and bring in here, changed like in a dime. We had a Region 8 Education Committee headed up by Jason Thomas. They're going to be offering all types of UAW education classes for all the members throughout the UAW, building our union, leading for change, standing together. We'll release more information as we get it sent to the local union. We'll make sure it gets out to the plant, and it's going to be the first 100 members, active members that sign up will be eligible. And if you're more than the 101, 102, you'll go into the next month, and it'll keep rolling over as we go forward. There's a lot of great classes in there for people that aren't involved, that want to get involved, people that are in the leadership roles currently, bettering their leadership roles, and standing committees and what those committees specifically do and what their roles and responsibility are to the membership, to their community, and to the UAW. One of the things to touch on is the colleges, the FAFSA. There's a lot of college money that's being left out on the table. So if you go to their website, the deadline's June 30th, and most of these are Pell Grants, which are grants you don't have to pay back. There's over $500,000 that didn't get used last year. So if you have a kid getting ready for college, please have them go to that website, look up, and at least apply for the free money. So on behalf of myself and your leadership team that's here at Dallas, we appreciate it. I will get anything out about next week's as soon as I know it. And God bless. Thank you.